Hi, I'm James Brown, and this is the new Amptweaker TightFuzz Pro. Okay, here's the TightFuzz Pro. That was with the boost on. I'm playing a American Standard Strat through my 65 Princeton amp. Here's the clean tone. And then here's just the pedal set with all the knobs basically set up. I got the highs turned up a little for more fuzz. Tone 70s. Transistor set on silicon, the edge off, and the tight down, which this gives you the maximum amount of fuzziness. This guitar has fairly vintagey pickups, but you still get a pretty heavy tone. That's the bridge. Here's the neck. And now I'll show you what all these switches do. It's really not as complicated as it looks. The Pro Series all are basically a 6-knob system, and they all have 3-band EQ, some kind of gain, in this case a fuzz, a tight control which sets up the attack. Let me show you that real quick. If you just palm mute something, you can turn this up. You can hear it start chunking more. Versus that buzzier sound when you turn it down. So obviously down is the most fuzz. Okay, here's the germanium. I'm just going to play a little bit and then change it. Silicon. It's a little warmer, not quite as sizzly on the attack versus, you can hear there's also more gain there. Here's the 60s, 70s difference. The 60s is chunkier and a little bit more like a treble boost sound. Versus see how that's a little fatter and a little more, I guess, a little bit more modern tone. But this is, the 60 sound is real good for overdriving a heavier amp because it's already kind of tight versus the 70s tone. Okay, noise gate, boom. Obviously, in order just to show you the reaction of all the tone and stuff, I'm trying to leave it off, so you gotta just listen to a little bit of hum there. But it does work, and I've got it set a little bit less than halfway up. There's an adjustment on the inside. Okay. Now something fun about these, our TightFuzz circuitry, is we have a special bias circuit on the fuzz that as you turn it down, it cleans up the bias. It sets it appropriately for getting a better clean tone. So like if I just start off, see, all the way down to a cool little clean tone. Here's without the pedal. Just a little snappier. We have guys that are touring with tight metals and using our TightFuzz for clean tone because it has such a good bias circuit here, and that germanium especially. Here's the germanium. See, it's just a really nice clean tone. Now I'm going to show you what the boost does. If you're familiar with any of our other pedals, the boosts all have a dual knob on the front here. This knob boosts the fuzz, this boosts the volume, or you can cut the volume. So like if you go for a lot of extra fuzz and you're set kind of clean, it might get louder, and if you want it to balance, you can turn this down. Okay, the other thing the boost does is it adds another loop in the back. In this case, I've got this carbon copy set in the loop. It's off right now, but in a minute I'll show you how you can use that. And then there's a switch over here called Octave that comes on with the foot switch, and that's our little take on an Octave style circuit. It blends in, and on the inside of the battery compartment there's a knob so you can adjust how much of it you want. And I've got it set about 3 o'clock, something like that, with just a little bit of extra left. It's really cool sounding if you just blend a little bit of it in there, because you just sort of add that octave harmonic to the notes, but not in an overpowering way like I have it set here. So anyway, let me show you that boost. Still cleans up good. And then here's the octave. Now if you don't have it set real heavy, the octave's not very good. You don't hear it very well. But what's cool is you can do like I just did and turn the guitar down and kind of take it out. Here's with it up. Right there I just turned the volume of the guitar down. So it's a really neat interaction there between the guitar and the octave circuit. You can do cool weird things like bending 2 notes and you get this weird dive bomb. Okay, now let's say you just want more fuzz all the time, like say this where I have it set to the max. This guitar is pretty low output, so just to give you an idea of that, there's a switch inside that's labeled more fuzz, and I'm going to flip it. There it is. When you flip that on, you just get more fuzz all the time, no matter what you do. I developed that after some people bought the original TightFuzz and they might have had real wimpy output pickups. Sorry, I didn't mean to say wimpy, I meant to say vintage. But anyway, if you have a real low output pickup and you're going for a lot of fuzz, I put a switch in there called more fuzz that just gives it a heavier sound all the time. You still clean it up. So anyway, that's kind of how it works. Here's the, I'll show you a little bit of EQ thing. Let's say you just want to get a real heavy sound. More like a metal kind of tone. You've got this mid you can turn down. More bass, crank it out. And then of course hit this, maybe without the octave. know, just a little bit more of a heavy sound. Here's with the noise gate on. Okay. And that's the fuzz. I'll give you one more little octave hit there at the end. And then I'm going to switch over to the Les Paul so you can hear what that sounds like with a little heavier guitar. You know, you can even set this with no gain and just the octave. So you just kick on the octave, and then even if you don't need the boost, you can just throw the octave in, or you can just have a volume boost. If you just want to get a little louder, just to kind of kick your amp a little harder. So there it is. Now I'm going to pause this for a second and grab the Les Paul.